Hey there, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising, and welcome to your Astro Dice reading for the week. We have the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is also ruled by Saturn, just as you are. It's a different kind of organizational energy. It's more of organizing things in the grounded way of actually overcoming obstacles and doing things, whereas your organizational energy is more around the thought process and how to overcome obstacles through strategy. And so we have here your ruling planet, your co-ruling planet of Uranus. And so it is downloads and insights allowing you to really take the next guided step, but it's going to be through a lot of communication or maybe possibly short distance travel. We have the third house. Third house also could represent siblings, cousins, neighbors, your general commute. We have here, what in the world is that thing? I think it's a leopard, but it's sitting there. We have a little bunny rabbit. But bunny rabbits are quick, like the downloads and the insights from Uranus, but they also are very agile, right? They will move in every direction. They're a little bit nervous. They're always hyper aware of what's going on around them. And we have an octopus. And the octopus definitely is like you've got a lot of things going on all at once. There's a need to keep everything moving together. Now, so the thing about an octopus, too, is if the legs are all askew and they're going in every different direction, they're not moving then. They're just sensing the environment around them. But when they go to move, everything moves in unison together. And so there's the ability to move in any direction, right? That leopard or jaguar or whatever the heck it is just sitting there. But when they decide to go, right, it's like 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. They're lightning quick, like the downloads from Uranus. And so there is something here that's going to allow you to overcome obstacles in a very quick manner, but you're going to have to adjust and adapt and be willing to move in a new direction is what it feels like. So the key to the situation here is you have the snake of transformation. This snake is getting an assist from spirit. So clarity coming in. Star card, overall energy. Connecting in and really paying attention to what you are being guided to do. The obstacle here is interesting. It's loyalty. You are, again, we have this community card of the 3. But it's close community. It's your neighborhood. I feel like it could be your coworkers, right? There's people you see every day. You spend more time with them than you do with most family members. There's a question. There is a question around where you belong, where you fit in, what's loyal to you. There's a need to consider making a sudden shift, change of direction in order, I think, that has more to do with career, in order to make a move up the career ladder. This doesn't look like family and home here. Okay, this looks more like your work situation where you may be very loyal to your job, but is your job loyal to you, right? Or are you giving too much information out at work, helping too many people, and so your own work is lagging? Or they're taking credit for the work you did because you're so busy assisting them, and they're able to get their stuff turned in sooner. Or they're taking your good ideas. You have this out-of-the-box way of thinking. But here, you're being encouraged to not have an out-of-the-box way of thinking. You're here being encouraged to have an out-of-the-box way of doing things a little bit differently than you're doing in order to transform the situation. It's something new that in your heart you already know what it is. Because in the heart space we have this new idea and it's looking at you. It's looking at you. I think you're aware of what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want. In the area of resources, we have this card of burden. It looks like she's totally bored. And I think you need something new and exciting to happen. That jaguar just sitting there looks uncomfortable. He's looking around going, He's not resting. He's waiting to go. In the area of what you should do, we have the Tower. The Tower in Lenormand is not the Tower of Tarot. The Tower in Lenormand is, sometimes it's you work for a large company like a university or the government or, you know, Ford or something like that, a big manufacturing company. Or it could be you need a higher perspective, or you need to feel safe and protected and grounded. But intuition is floating all around here. We've got all these little fairies spinning around the tower. And even though I don't think of it as the Tower in Lenormand, in Tarot, we have Uranus, which to me is the Tower in Tarot. And so there's something shaking the foundation of the place that you work, and you need a higher perspective. And I think a willingness to move in a new direction. I think you're trying to figure out what it is you love. Maybe what it is you love about the job, what it is you love about the people, I think that getting clarity on what it is that you love will help you to make decisions moving forward, because following the heart is always really important. And when you're an air sign, it's really hard to remember, because to you it's about the logic. But I think in this case, they're asking you to seek guidance through the heart. And so you're wondering if this big situation is really good for you. A lot of times I see this, I feel like Spirit has your back, but the bear also represents large places of employment. And so maybe what you're thinking is that I want something smaller, something more nimble, something that's more agile, something where I can have more control over the decisions that we make. And so maybe it's a smaller, need to work in a smaller department, or you just need to work in a smaller place. Or maybe you want to work for yourself. So there's something that's very cumbersome, because when I looked at this octopus, its legs were going every freaking which way, and it bothered me. I felt like, God, I would get this stuff going everywhere, and things are not moving together. And so it's like, wherever it is, you've been there a very long time. We've got the tree. So the tree has deep roots. It's got a big canopy here. There's a lot of stability and security around this, but you're being asked, are you willing to shed the skin and to try something new? It's a new iteration of you in some way, and it definitely feels like it's around work. There's nothing here that makes me, I know we got this. I do think you need to communicate with your significant other when you're going to make a big job change. It's best if you warn them before you go to work. I'm really hating my job and I might quit today. If I do quit, are you on board with that? Can we manage it? That could be why we got the burden up here you're like, I feel stuck here because I make a lot of money here. And can we afford for me to not work here and work someplace, take a pay cut, but have a lot more time and a lot more joy in my life? And those are all things that have to be weighed out, right? And there's no one size fits all to that answer. It is definitely between you and either your significant other or your higher self, depending on whether you're in a partnership or not, right? And so taking a look at all the things, but not getting caught up in analysis paralysis, but at the same time, looking at it from a higher perspective of what it is that you really need to do. I had a job that was really, I was not respected. I was not treated well there. But I carried the insurance. And I wanted to quit, but I couldn't quit because I carried the insurance. And one day I made it all the way to the parking lot and turned around and went back in. Right? So then I thought that, well, this isn't working. So I went job hunting. I kept my job, but I went job hunting. And I told my husband, you need to get a job where you can carry the insurance, because I can't stay here. This does not work for me. So, it took a little while to transition through the changes, right? But we did it, and he ended up getting a job that had the insurance, and I found jobs that made me much happier. So you kind of got to look at the whole thing, and you may have to do things in stages. But we have all the glitters here, and this means the mask is off. And something that you thought was really great was not so great. or something that you think will be great won't be so great. And so it's really going to be important to look at all the pieces and the parts of that. But we have 2 the sea. It's time to move on, right? We've got the key to the situation here is transforming it. Maybe a little bit of uprooting and then planting roots into new places, but there's new opportunity that is definitely calling to your soul, like wanting to make a change. What I love is your outgoing card is this beautiful card of communication, of joy. The 3rd house is about communication. There's a camaraderie here. It's moving together. I think there's a place where you will fit in better than you fit where you are right now that will bring you more happiness and joy. But I think you need to be ready to go when it's time to go. But the cat is sitting there, right? The jaguar is sitting there. It's not time to go yet. He's looking for the right moment. The rabbit is not running either, looking for the right moment. But there's a preparation that needs to come into play first. You have inflow with money. If you're worried about money, you're in flow with money. And so I am in flow with money would be a great mantra. I have more than enough and there's more on the way. I live in abundance. And there's going to be a bit of a mindset here. The sacred flow of yes. And it's got a fish on it, which is about abundance. Say yes to your soul. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to the new opportunities. And I'm not going to tell you that you are going to have to tighten the belt a little bit. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be super easy everywhere along the way, but there is a need to start the movement forward, to start creating the change that you want to see in your life. But that boat is just moving along, right? It's moving forward. Spirit is carrying her. This is in flow. But on the other side of this is so much more joy and happiness. And so I want to say, make the wish, get the clarity, have the conversations that you need to have, and start moving things in the direction you want to go. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right, Aquarius. I'm on Facebook every day. I pull cards and do intuitive readings over there. You can join me. Link is in the description box below. If you're a member of my Facebook group and you leave a comment here in YouTube, then you're in the drawing for the free monthly reading that I give away. So if you'd like a little free luck that way, that's an easy enough thing to set up for. All right, you guys take great care. All right, and I'll see you soon.